So this video is going to essentially almost be like a part 2 of the Bottega Veneta Andiamo review. If you missed the first one, I will link it below, but I reviewed the small size of the Bottega Veneta Andiamo bag. Spoiler alert, I love that bag. I think it's fantastic. I really fell in love with it. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of compare and contrast the East-West style, which is the newest style that they have recently released and we have been seeing everywhere. So yeah, I think it would be an interesting and valuable if you're kind of deciding between which sizes you are going to get of this bag. And just a disclaimer, I like to say this because I think it's important. Both of these two bags, so the small one and this one, are both loaned. So I do not personally own them. And I think that's important because one, this is not a sponsored video. They're not loaned for anything related to my YouTube. So these are just honest reviews of me as a handbag lover and collector that I think it's valuable information. Like, I've used and tried a lot of bags and I have no stake in this. Like, I haven't bought the bag and I'm not trying to convince you that you need to buy the bag or not. And I think that's important because a lot of times, and we talked about this in my Margot video, if you missed that, I'll link that down below too. But we talked about how, you know, when you buy a bag, I feel like people that come on here are almost justifying like why they bought the bag and how amazing the bag is. And it's a little bit biased, you know, because they've put in the money or there's some other intention into why they're talking about that. So I always like to just kind of give, you know, as unbiased as possible. Obviously, when they're bags that I own and love, you know, I'm gonna naturally have a little bit of a bias, but I think I'm always keep it real. And I kind of admit when like some of my bags aren't as useful or like the size isn't great. I am very honest about all of that when it comes to my personal bags, but especially when it comes to bags that I don't own, because I think it's really important that I can like try out, see the bags and see if it's worth your money, because these are very expensive bags. So I just like to kind of show you an unbiased opinion on kind of a tour of the bag, what fits, all of that. So let's get right into it. Now this is the Bottega Veneta East-West style bag. This is longer than the small size. So the small is more of a square. This has an elongated shape, which is super hot and on trend for 2024, this kind of East-West style bag. You're seeing every brand do these in different types of their bags. So it's very, very popular. Now the Andiamo, as you can see, features the Bottega Intrecciato weaving around the entire bag. They have beautiful leathers. I have nothing bad to say about Bottegas when it comes to their leathers. Like, they are beautiful quality. They age amazing. I love my vintage Bottega. Like, it's just, they're beautiful quality. So this bag is about $400 US dollars more than the small size. I'll pop all the sizes and the pricing information on the screen again for you guys here. And this one's in the black leather. They come in several different colors. There's a magnetic closure on the top here to put it kind of closed and open. So that's nice to have a little bit of security, but also easy to get in and out of. This now has 2 compartments. So compared to the small, which has that divider that you can actually move, it's not attached into the center of the bag. The handle is actually attached to these sides here. And then this is open, and then the divider kind of slides onto these here. So I actually loved that on the small bag. I thought that that was a big pro to that bag, because I like to have as much interior space as possible, especially if you're going to carry a kind of bulky item. So this one has that center divider, which I personally don't love a center divider, like I said, but since it is a bigger bag, you still have a little bit more space. Now this kind of reminds me of the Peekaboo as far as the interior. And you can see on the front side, you have a zip pouch. You also have a slip pocket here. And then on this side, which is the back, you have 2 slip pockets here. So I do like that that's very functional. There's a lot of space for things if you need. I don't personally use the slip pockets a ton, but it's a nice feature to have. The zip I do use on occasion, or like the slip, like for your phone, is really nice to have. And then something to just point out, and it's been the biggest thing that's annoyed me about this bag compared to the small, and the small has this problem too, but for some reason, this hangs so much more on this style bag than it did on the small one. It just sags constantly. Like, even if I sit here and adjust it, if I'm holding it top handle like this, it just naturally really droops quickly. So that bothers me a lot about this style. Now, something that I didn't mention on my last video, but a lot of people mentioned in the comments, and I kind of figured it out like during that video when I was actually looking at the bag close up, but I never, like, this toggle here is supposed to be a clasp like that opens, and you can actually remove the strap from the bag if you wanted to, but it's like very hard to remove. This is supposed to kind of come off and like you're supposed to be able to, but honestly, like, and the other one was like this too, like it's very difficult to do. I'm like scared I'm gonna like hurt the bag. So I have not, like, I don't know, maybe I need to like play around with it more, but like I have not been able to like get these off. And honestly, it kind of loses the factor of the bag. I just think that that's what makes the bag, is that look. So if you take that off, like, yeah, you could be strap free, but then it's just like kind of basic, you know? So that's a con for me. Like automatically between that and the center divider, I already much prefer the small compared to this one. It's exactly the same as the other one. So you wear it the same way. So you have the shoulder, and this strap is longer than a small. I do find it a little bit longer. I will show cutaways because I know it's hard to see here in the full body, but go crossbody obviously. And then here's the short shoulder, plenty of room to go under even with the jacket. So that way is nice. And really that's about it. Now let's see what fits in this bag. Okay, so first I have my Louis Vuitton pochette, which I use as my wallet. That obviously fits in there very easily. Kind of goes to like here, if that gives you any point of reference. I have sunglasses, keys, hand sanitizer, wet wipes, and then that's kind of like that side packed. I feel like I have some room to go up if I wanted, but that's a pretty good amount in that side. So I still have this other side I can pack here. I have like eye drops, some makeup. Here's a water bottle, and that fits. And then here's an iPad. If I took the water bottle out, you can't actually get it in there. It's just like gonna hang out, but it does fit widthwise actually. So if that was something you were kind of considering between this size or the small one definitely won't fit an iPad, but this one does. And it won't shut the magnetic closure on top, but if you're fine with that, then that works. So overall, I would say between the two, if I had to pick between the small and the East-West, personally, I would pick the small. It's just like, I think a better size for me, like carrying it around. Like I just didn't get the same feeling with this size as I did with the small. I just think the small is just like more what I gravitate towards. I like that the divider moves. I like that this doesn't like hang as much on the small one as it does on this bag. That just like bothers me. You know, initially I wasn't in love with the bigger sizes either, but I feel like the more I like see it, the more that's kind of growing on me too. If you have any of the sizes, I would love to get your opinions. Let me know down in the comments and kind of share with everybody the size you picked and why and like what it fits. I think that that would be a great reference to someone who's kind of considering between sizes. And yeah, I will link wherever I can find these below. Another great tip, I think, and maybe not as much with the East-West, but since it's a newer style, you may not see as many on the Preloved market, but I do see a decent amount of these starting to pop up like on like the Fashion File and the Rebag. And so if I find some, I will link them down below for you. You could probably save at least a few $100s. You know, it's not going to be insane savings, especially since it's such a new and popular bag style, but you may be able to save a little bit if you're flexible on the color that you want or the size. I think you could probably find one and save some money. Like I said in my last video, it's been a long time since there were like new bag releases that I really felt like was a great bag, like functional and practical, but also like very visually appealing, and something I feel like even when the popularity of it kind of died down, I think it's still a very like classic timeless style and like cool. And above all, you want a practical bag, you know, you want like a beautiful practical bag that would last you a long time. And I think that these are always great bags. I know that with my vintage Bottegas, they are still amazing. I still love them. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, you can definitely leave it down in the comments. I will be sure to respond. And let me know, which one did you like between the small and the East-West? Which one is your favorite? I think the small is definitely like, I mean, like I said, that one's my favorite. It's definitely on my wish list now. I would definitely consider getting one at some point. I always like being able to like try these bags out, and then I can kind of see like what bags I feel like would really be worth purchasing, because I am, like, as much as I love like collecting bags and buying bags, I am very mindful, especially when it comes to new bags versus like vintage. I just feel like I'm a lot more mindful about what I'm putting my money towards. So it's always nice to do these, and I hope that you guys find them helpful as well. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe below. Everything's in the description box, like I said, including like what I'm wearing. I always put everything down there as well. And I have a ton more handbag videos if there's something that you're interested in seeing. I have bag review videos of pretty much all of my bags that I have. And if you want to see me styling my bags on a day-to-day, I've styled this bag as well over on my Instagram. You can check it out. I will link it below and put it on the screen for you guys. But anyways, I also have a Substack. If you guys don't know yet, I did start a Substack recently, so I will put the link down in the description box as well. It's just a weekly newsletter. It's completely free, and it's just kind of like, you know, different chats about things. Every week it'll be different, so it's like either handbag chats or fashion trends or what are the things I'm wanting to buy for spring or whatever the case. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check it out. I would love you guys to subscribe there as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care. Bye.